The rest of San Sebastian has a lot to live up to. This is excellent. Wow, I like that a lot. I know what you're saying. Why? It's just a drink that they have here. I was skeptical, but you know what? Yum. Welcome to Destination Eat Drink, the travel channel for foodies. I'm Brent Peterson. I'm an American living in Portugal. Today, though, we are in San Sebastian, Spain, in Basque Country. And this is a famous place called Cavvas Bish. This is the place where the famous Gilda Pintxo was invented. Pintxos are like tapas, but in Basque they call them Pintxos. And the Gilda is probably the most famous Pintxo. And what it is on a toothpick, you get an olive, an anchovy, and a little green pepper. It's named after Gilda. Rita Hayworth was in a movie called Gilda because she's green and spicy. I don't know why, but that's what they called it. Anyway, enough of the history lesson. Just to say, this is ground zero. They may even claim that Pintxos were invented here. Anyway, what did we get? We got a bunch of different things. This is lunch, so it's not like we're standing at the bar eating an individual Pintxo and having a beer. This is lunch, but we did get several Pintxos. So, what did we get? Patatas valles, and this is their particular potato recipe. And it's like a combination between a French fry and a chip. So it's still thick, so it's still got some fluffiness on the inside, but it's crispy on the outside. And they serve it with this unbelievable salsa. Not spicy, but you can taste the peppers, you can taste the onions, taste the tomato. So good. All right, that was one. Then we got these red peppers. Just marinated red peppers, I think. A little garlic in there, a little... Oh, they're warm. Just a little vinegar. Tasty. And then their mushroom. So I thought that would be in like a white wine sauce, but it's not. A little vinegary, but it's just like they cooked it, they roasted it, they sauteed it probably, and added a little parsley on the top. Super tasty. And then this, white asparagus. This is super, super popular in this part of Spain. We had white asparagus when we were in Rioja, which isn't in Basque Country, but it's not too far from here, about an hour. We had when we were in Bilbao, and now we're going to have it again here today. It is so soft and tender, and if asparagus tastes too, say, grassy to you, try the white asparagus. Totally different. So what I thought I'd do is create my own Pintxo. So I'll put a little red pepper on here, a mushroom, little asparagus. So I get them all in one bite. A little salsa. Perfect. All right. This is the way to go. This place, man, what a way to start. We just got into San Sebastian probably an hour ago, and we're already having this amazing food. The rest of San Sebastian has a lot to live up to. This is excellent. Our next stop on our Pintxo crawl is Bar Zabita, and this place is known for its tortilla. And that's the thing about Pintxo bars. A lot of them are known for one particular dish. And if you know what that dish is, you want to make sure and order that particular thing because they're likely very, very good at it. Now, I've explained this before in other Spain videos that I've done that tortilla doesn't mean a flour or corn wrap like it does in Mexican cuisine. Instead, tortilla is more like a fritada. It's an egg omelet. And it can be just egg. It can be with potato. It can be with potato and onion. It can be with ham. We got ours with potato. And they've got them on display under the counter right there. And then they heat it up for you, usually in a microwave. So this is a very nice tortilla. You see on the top, it's a little more caramelized than I'm used to. Not that that's good or bad, it's just a little bit different. I kind of like it. And then you want to have it creamy on the inside. You don't want it to be totally cooked through. So that's a nice tortilla. I like it. If you don't plan well in advance, sometimes it can be difficult to get reservations at restaurants. So I would say if you're coming to San Sebastian, you're going to sit at a sit-down restaurant, different from a Pintxo bar. Make sure you make reservations in advance. Even one place we went to that I had a confirmed email reservation from, they were like, no, don't have it, sorry, out of luck. And other places, they were just like, nope, no room, no room, no room. So definitely make that plan. But if you're going on a Pintxo crawl, you can just go to 5 or 6 different places, get one plate at each, and make that your dinner. Now, probably most Spaniards would say that's ridiculous. We don't do that. We just go, we get a Pintxo, we get a drink, and then hang out with friends, and then we maybe go to another place, but dinner is different, is separate from that. But I really think, man, you can get a lot of food on a Pintxo crawl and use that to substitute for your dinner, and if your reservation falls through, that might be the way to go. Yum. Next stop is Loru Gastro Bar, and this place looks like they have some good stuff. I'll tell you, one thing you notice is when you come here, a lot of the Pintxos are sausage or seafood related. And it's not a surprise, you know, the Basque people have a long, long history of being expert fishermen and sailors. And back, I don't know, 30 years ago maybe, my friend Barry lent me a book about the Basque people, and I read it, and I'll put a link to it in the description and a little picture of the book. But it was fascinating to learn about their history and their expertise on the seas, and just what the Basque people have been through in Spain all these generations. So what did we get? Well, I got a little croquette, and you can see here, this is pretty fancy. Very nicely fried here. It's got a walnut on top, a couple different little dips. I think that's avocado. Some kind of fruit, maybe raspberry. Let's give it a try. Oh, and just some cream here. Wow. Filled with spinach. And it's really good. You know, sometimes like with calzones and stuff, when you fill them with spinach, they can get soggy on the bottom. This is nice and crispy. I think this is puff pastry. Yeah. Wow, I like that a lot. Next up is Bardulia, and I wanted to come here to get some more Pintxo, obviously, but also this drink, which is famous throughout this region. It's called calimocho. What is calimocho? You look at this, it might look a little like sangria maybe, but it's not. What this is Coca-Cola and red wine. I know what you're saying. Why? It's just a drink that they have here. I was skeptical, but you know what? It's pretty good. It's pretty good. That slightly anise flavor that you get from Coca-Cola to go with the wine, not too bad. You know, I've had like lemon lime soda with wine before. That's really, really good. But Cali Moco, not too bad. All right, so now for our pincho. We got this little thing on toothpick. I'm gonna spill it all over the place, but we got an olive on top. And then artichokes topped with this little salsa. You got chopped onion, chopped pepper. Yum. And I mean, that's so typical of these pinchos, you know, you just a little tiny snack, drink, pincho, $6.50. Nice. And you could, you know, put these all together and make a meal if you wanted. Now, the other thing I wanted to say is, if you look on the menu here, it's in Spanish and Basque, the Basque language. This is a multilingual society here. This is bilingual. Basque and Spanish are both recognized as official languages, so the kids learn both in school. And a few decades ago, they wanted to figure out where the Basque language came from, because it didn't seem like it was related to Spanish or any other European language. You know, most European languages are derived either from Latin or from a Germanic language. They couldn't figure it out, so they set out to study it. And what they found was the Basque language isn't related to any other language in the world that they could find. It's not Germanic, it's not a Latin, it's not Scandinavian, it's not Slavic, it's not anything, the Mandarin Chinese, nothing. So it's standing on its own. And in a way that's kind of not surprising, because this region is so isolated in a way by the mountains and by the water, that you can see how a language would develop independently, although it's got to be related to something. I don't know what that something is, but it would be a fascinating scholarly endeavor. So if you want to do your PhD on that, might be a good idea. For me, I'm just going to enjoy my Cali Mocho. That's good. This is White Tera on Constitution Square here in San Sebastian. And this square is probably the nicest square in all of San Sebastian. It's one of the biggest. It's one of the most historic, and it's really, really very nice. If you've ever been to Madrid, it might remind you of like Plaza Mayor. And it's lined with places, bars and cafes where you can get tons of pincho. We're not getting pincho this time, but before I wrap this video, I did want to at least get one cider in here. And this area in northern Spain, I mean, you go an hour south, there's one of the great grape growing regions in the world, Rioja, but up here further north, they can't really grow good grapes. There's not really Basque wine. There's Chocolate, which is a very young white wine, but for the most part, it's not a wine growing region. You'll see some craft beer places starting to pop up here, but it's really, really good for growing apples. And so they make apple cider, and a lot of places you'll go to, they'll have the apple cider. So that's what I got, an apple cider. Now, if you're thinking about apple cider like you get in the fall from the apple orchard near you, and it's very sweet and it's very dark colored, and you have it with a donut, that's not what this is. This is a fermented cider, so it has some alcohol in it. It's also not sweet. It's very dry, and there's some effervescence to it, some bubbles, and it's very nice. I like it. Now, today's not an especially hot day. Yesterday was kind of warm. Today's not an especially hot day, but I would have to imagine a few of these here would be very nice on a hot summer day here in San Sebastian. Super tasty. We're up bright and early, and our destination is right up there at the top of that hill. We'll see how it goes. It's a little bit overcast today. We're right by the beach here, and this is normally just an absolutely stunning beach, but you know, it's an overcast day, so it's not quite as pretty, but we only have so many chances to hike up here, so we're going to do that this morning. Let's see how we do. So we made it to the top of the hill, and it's about 12 to 15 minute hike depending on which route you take. And our destination was this bar at the top of the hill, which is actually right below me here. And it's not really that intuitive with Google Maps. It sends you through a couple of winding stairwells, old stone stairwells that are beautiful, but you're thinking, this can't be right. I mean, I'm going, you know, I'm pretty big. I'm going through like this, trying to get through there. It's a tight squeeze, and then it just opens up, and you've got this beautiful setting for this bar up here. And I couldn't help but think, how the heck do they get the kegs up here? I mean, you know, it is a haul to get up here. There must be another route to get up here because trucks have to come up and bring supplies to keep that place functioning. They have a little bit of food, they have some snacks down there, and of course beer and wine and whatnot. So it's a nice little place. It's a great place to sit and enjoy the view. I just wish it was sunnier for you. I'll post a little bit of video from sunny days, but we were down at sea level, down by the beach, but it is just gorgeous here when the sun is out. That's about it for this video. You know, I've really enjoyed our time here in San Sebastian in Basque Country, and you know, you hear, when you walk around, you hear the Basque language spoken widely. This is a multilingual, multicultural area, and the folks are very proud of their Basque heritage, rightly so. You know, when I was growing up and as a young adult in the 80s and the early 90s, I heard about the Basque region, but the only thing that they talked about in the media was the violence from the military arm of ETA and the violence and the terrorism that was going on. But that's long over. Although I'm sure there are some people who would like to separate from the Spanish government and create their own Basque state. They have a relatively high level of autonomy here, and I think most people, it seems to me, are happy with that. I'm sure there's some separatists here though. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel as well, and you can support me at buymeacoffee.com/destination-eat-drink. I'm Brent Peterson. See you down the road.